For the first part of practice, you can set your bricks up at the top of your mat. And if you do have something to sit on, so I have a chip foam block here, you might have a cushion. I also raid cushions from my couch. You can sit on one of those if you wish. So find those props and then come to a comfortable seat, one that you would take for meditation. And once you have found your props and your seat, take a few moments to move your body so that you can feel like you are present with your body. And then as you feel sensations of pressure, temperature, maybe there's morning sensations that are familiar like stiffness or fluidity. It's all different for each of us. Experience those and then let yourself settle into stillness. If it feels safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, you're invited to do so now. If you feel better with your eyes open, feel like you can just let your lids close down a little bit and imagine that your vision is wide. You can see all the space around you with ease and softness. And I invite you to just take a couple of clearing breaths. And for me, a clearing breath is a nice, big, deep inhalation through the nose. And then a full exhalation, even with sound, out through the mouth. And I suggested a couple of breaths like this. You can do one, you can do several. The intention being to help you settle once more into your seat. And I'd like to share a couple of physiological sighs with you. You may have done these with Marin. It's a double pump inhalation with a hold, and then an exhalation. And that exhalation can be, again, out through your mouth, with or with sound, without sound. And so let's share 3 of those breaths, and you can go at your own rhythm here. So double pump inhalation. Hold with just the right amount of effort. When you start to experience strain, let your breath out. And take 2 more breaths like that. You might move your body a little bit as you're holding your breath in. And then when the time intuitively feels right, let it go. When you're ready, one more. When you finish your 3rd physiological sigh, release any effort that you have cultivated in your breathing and let yourself be breathed. And the theme of this practice that we'll share today is effort. And in order for effort to serve us well, it needs to be appropriate for us. We're taught in this lifetime that we cannot simply sit back and wait for something to happen. We have to work at it. and work at what we want to manifest in our lives. And perhaps those words created a feeling tone in your body because they come from the Western work ethic that teaches us that the harder you work, the more likely it is that you'll achieve your goals. And for many of us, this simply doesn't work. In fact, it may lead to us abandoning our goals, our wellness practices, the path of yoga, perhaps. And I think what's needed is what in the Buddhist tradition we call right effort. And as I mentioned before, this is about effort being appropriate to us as we are, right here, right now. And we bring this right effort into not just our yoga practice, but also our life. And experience and practice teach us that it needs to be finely tuned so that it's like a musical instrument that is not too lax or too tight. If our strings on our instrument are too loose, sound will not be played. And if too tight, the strings will break. Our yoga practice is about nourishing, not draining us with too much effort. So today and always, I invite you to practice with joy. Allow yourself to experience the beauty and awe that is available to you in every moment, and to refrain from pushing too hard and losing your link to that joy and happiness in your practice. And with that in mind, I invite you to bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra or prayer position, if that's meaningful to you. And I'd like to begin, our movement practice with the sound of Om. And that can be echoed in your mind or through your voice. So if you'd like to join me for the sound of Om, please take a nice deep breath in. Om. When that breath is finished and your sound is complete, take another full breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands and open your eyes. And we have been sitting for a while. Thank you for that. And I invite you to just do some random movements and get any stiffness out that may have come into play as you sat on your mat. And we'll do just a couple of more seated things. So I invite you, if you're sitting cross-legged, to change the cross to the other side. Notice how that feels. Is it familiar? Does it feel a bit different? All right. And once you have found your seat, slide forward with your fingertips and then over to your right side. I'm mirroring this. And then open your heart to the right as you sweep your arm overhead. Then turn your heart towards the earth, sweep your arms all the way over to the left, and let your right arm rise up as you turn your heart to the right. And do that a few more times, finding a gentle rhythm that speaks to you. And that rhythm is about your breath and your body being in concert with one another, connecting with one another. And these gentle arm sweeps are about introducing movement in a slow and almost easeful way. So balance out the movements you've made to your left and your right sides and come back to midline without any sense of urgency. When you've completed those, we're going to come out to tabletop position. This is a time if you want to put some knee cushioning on your mat, it might make the kneeling poses more comfortable for you. Start with your hands beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips. And once you've established your tabletop position, let your breath be the lead dancer as you exhale and round your back into a cat stretch. And inhale to arch your spine into a back bend shape, cow's pose. Back and forth in, again, a rhythm that unites breath and body. Each of you is an experienced yoga practitioner. And so notice the familiarity of cat and cow. Chances are you've done it before. And then embrace what might feel new to you today. And then adjust your effort. And finish up this round of your cat-cow to come into a tabletop position. Take a moment to check beside you, left and right. And just make sure there aren't any props. I've just moved my blocks a little bit more forward so I can reach forward. And you want to check left and right as well. And I'll invite you here to slide your left toes back along your mat till your left knee is straight, and slide your right fingertips forward towards the top of your mat and keep your fingertips and toes touching. And as you exhale your next breath, sweep your left leg to the left, your right arm to the right, and then inhale and come back to your start position. Just move back and forth. Again, connecting breath and body. Keep going. And then take one more here on this side. And slide your knee beneath your hip, your hand beneath your shoulder, and come to tabletop, taking a clearing breath here to fully arrive. Then slide your right toes back along your mat, your left fingertips forward, and move the same way on this side as you did on the other side, finding your rhythm, your cadence, that place where you feel like the effort is just right for you. When you feel there's a sense of symmetry in the movements you've made to left and right, bring yourself back to your tabletop position. Take a clearing breath. And then turn your toes under to lift into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You may choose to come into your full expression of the pose. You may also choose to move around and perhaps stretch out your calf muscles, taking one heel down as you lift the other heel, pedaling your feet. You could also move your hips side to side. And if your wisdom guides you to different movements, embrace that. In the next breath or two, come to what feels like your best expression of downward dog in this moment. Then with your gaze towards your hands, breathe in as you step forward with your right foot, and exhale to lower your left knee down to your mat. Reach for your bricks and bring them in line with your front foot. You can set your bricks on any height that feels right for you. So low, medium, high. I'm going for the medium setting, and you may find a different setting works better. Then as you're ready, move your pelvis back as you straighten your right knee, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana or half split. And then pressing your heel down, pull forward into lunge. Taking a moment to feel into the front of your left hip. And exhale and press back and take a moment to feel into the back of your right leg. Find your rhythm. We'll do this a couple more times. Now, the next time you come forward into lunge, pause. And there are a couple of options here. I'm just going to switch sides so I'm facing you. One option is to keep your left hand on your brick and bring your right hand to your right knee and turn, okay? So that's an option. You can also bring your left elbow across your right thigh and place your palms together, pressing down with your bottom arm to accentuate your twist. And for those who want maybe a little more effort, you can lift your back knee up with your toes curled under. Once you have chosen your experience here, connect in with your breath. And let's take 3 more breaths here in your revolved lunge. At the end of your 3rd breath, unwind. Facing the floor, place your hands on your bricks and then move your bricks forward, placing your palms on the floor. Turning your back toes under, lift up, step into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Notice the echo of your lunge and your hamstring stretch. Look forward, step your left foot towards your hands, and exhale to lower your right knee down. Bring your bricks in. There's the option to not use bricks if that feels better for you. So please respect your own practice and your own wisdom. Okay, let's move. So exhaling back to half Hanuman. Inhaling forward to Anjaneyasana, the low lunge. Have a little bit of effort by pressing your left heel into your mat as you move back and forth, letting it feel like it anchors you strongly to the earth. Okay, the next time that you come forward into lunge, pause. And you might choose the same option for twist that you chose on the first side. And if there's an injury or something untoward, choose differently. You don't have to do exactly the same thing on both sides. So you might have your right hand on your brick or your right elbow on your left thigh. Palms together if you're choosing the thigh option. And you might also lift your back knee. Once you're settled into the pose, take 3 purposeful breaths. Feel like these breaths travel your full length from head to heel, from heart to hand. And then if your knee is up, lower it. Turn to face the earth. Bring your hands to your bricks if you're using them, and move your bricks out of your way. Plant your palms, turn your back toes under, step into downward facing dog. As you inhale, come forward and take a plank pose. And then lower your knees down and return to a tabletop. With an inhalation, sweep your right arm up towards the sky, so your heart's going to turn to the right. Then exhale and sweep your right arm underneath your left. And inhale, sweep your right arm up again. Exhale, sweep your right arm under your left. Once more. This time we'll do something a little different. So you sweep your arm up. Now slide your right arm underneath your left and bring your right shoulder and the right side of your head down to the earth. Now walk your left fingertips around so that they're on the floor above the crown of your head. And press lightly down through your fingertips as you turn your heart to the left. You may be familiar with this twisted child's pose and have a variation you prefer. Please experience it the way you like. Take one more breath on this side. And then slide your left hand back to your start position and push down through your left hand to help you lift up and sweep your right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to your mat. Take a clearing breath here. And let's go to the second side. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, slide it through under your right. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale to slide under. Inhale up. Exhale, slide under. And this next one is the hold. So as you're ready, slide your left arm under, bring your left shoulder down, bring the left side of your head down. Walk your fingertips around so that they're on your mat above your crown. And gently press your fingertips into your mat to help you turn the front of your heart to the right. Once you have settled into your twisted child pose, become more aware of your breath moving in your body. Finish this breath. Walk your right hand back to your start position and press down through your right arm to bring yourself back up, sweeping your left arm up to the sky before returning it to your mat. With your toes turned under, lift up and take downward facing dog once more. Taking a moment here to feel the echo of the poses you've done so far. Then looking towards your hands, you're welcome to walk or hop your feet forward. So lift your heels, bend your knees, bring your feet forward. And once you have done that, inhale to a half lift, your crown reaching towards the horizon. And then exhale to bow deeply. Root down into the earth through strong legs as you inhale to rise up to standing, sweeping your arms to the sky. Gather your palms together and bring them to heart center in Anjali Mudra. And we're going to move through, so I'm foreshadowing, that's the word I was looking for. We're going to move through a sun salutation. So you always can rest in a child's pose if doing the full vinyasa doesn't work for your body today. And you can also modify your sun salutation to suit your needs. So bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra and take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale that breath, lower your hands and fluidly inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Gather your palms together as you exhale and fold to the earth. Bring your fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, half lift, crown reaching towards the horizon. Exhale and bow. Plant your palms, so you might need to bend your knees. Inhale and step to a plank. As you exhale, lower yourself to your mat. We're going to take 3 mini cobras here. Lay the tops of your feet down, tone your low belly. And as you inhale, use your back muscles to lift up, a little mini cobra. Exhale, lower your chin to your mat. Inhale, curl up, mini cobra. Exhale, chin to your mat. One more, inhale, curl up. Exhale, lower down. Turn your toes under and press up and back to downward dog. Get there the way that feels best for you. Then as you inhale your next breath, step forward with your right foot. Exhale, lower your left knee. Inhale and sweep your arms all the way up. Look up towards the heavens. And then exhale to lower your palms. Turning your back toes under, lift up. Step into downward dog. Inhale to come forward to a plank. Exhale and lower to your mat. One cobra this time. Inhale, curl up. Exhale and lower down. Turn your toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands and inhale to step your left foot forward. And then exhale to lower your right knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, lower them back down. Back toes turn under. Lift your back knee, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower to your mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to lower down. Toes turn under. Lift into downward facing dog again. And pause. So in sun salutation, can you embrace the warming qualities of your effort here? Allow yourself to experience the beauty and awe of your rhythmic breath and movement. Bringing your gaze now towards your hands. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and bring your feet forward, hop or step. Inhale to reach your crown towards the horizon. And exhale to fold. Root down into the earth through your legs as you rise all the way up to touch the sky with your fingertips. And exhale and bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale and take mountain pose. So in the Ashtanga tradition, mountain pose, or what we call mountain pose, is called samastahitihi, which means equal standing. And so embrace that quality of equal standing. And allow this mountain pose to give expression to your strength and to your stability. And can you embrace your strength and your stability with some softness and some ease? Come to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Fold your hands once more into an Anjali Mudra. And receive a full deep breath in, one that goes all the way down to your toes. As you empty that breath out, release your hands. Inhale and float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Now in this Uttanasana, we're going to use this as a transition to chair pose. So adjust the width of your feet, keep your belly toned, bring your pelvis back. Try to keep your shins as vertical as you can. Sweep your arms back behind you. And with a nice big breath in, sweep them forward and up and take chair. Utkatasana. So this is sometimes called fierce pose. Ut means intense in Sanskrit, the language of yoga. And so can we find right effort? This is intended to be an effortful pose. Where can you release unneeded effort? Perhaps your eyes, your jaw, tops of your shoulders. And then as you exhale, bring your fingertips down to your mat and squeeze your legs a little bit straighter. Bend your knees again, taking your bottom back as you prep for chair pose once more. Sweep your arms back and up, rise up. Find your Utkatasana. Join your palms together and bring them to the front of your heart. And let your right elbow come across towards your left thigh. Press down with your right arm, turn your heart to the left for a revolved chair pose. And take one more full round of breath. And as you inhale, find center. Then exhale, Bring your left elbow across to the right, taking revolved chair to your second side. Parivrtta Utkatasana. At the end of this breath, lift your elbow off your thigh. Inhale to find center. Exhale, release your fingertips to the floor and start to squeeze your legs a little bit straighter to come into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. From this standing forward fold, take a nice big step back with your left foot. Space your feet just right for you, so you feel that when you stay on the ball of your foot and come up, you have stability. Sweep your arms back behind you and take a nice big breath in. Rise up, crescent lunge, Alanasana. Now start to straighten your front knee a little bit and pivot so that the sole of your left foot comes down to your mat, and bring your arms out level with the earth for Virabhadrasana 2. Now squeeze your front knee straight and reach your arms up overhead. And then bend your front knee, come back to Warrior 2. Squeeze to straighten your front knee, arms go overhead. And then bend your front knee, Warrior 2. One more time, squeeze your front knee straight. Take your arms up overhead. And then exhale, Warrior 2. Now sweep your arms down to the floor. So your fingertips frame your front foot and pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Next time you inhale, take a big step back with your right foot. Take a moment to find your stable base. Then sweep your arms behind you as you inhale and rise up to take crescent lunge on your second side. Notice where you are called to be strong. And notice where you can let go and find your right effort. Now squeeze your front knee a little bit straighter and pivot so that the sole of your right foot touches down. Bring your arms out to shoulder height. Try doing your Warrior 2 with your palms up. Yeah. As you inhale, squeeze your front knee straight, take your arms overhead. And exhale to bend your front knee, arms level with the earth. Inhale, straighten your front knee, arms go up. Exhale, bend, arms level with the ground. And once more. And the next time that you arrive at your Warrior 2, windmill your fingertips down to your mat, pivot onto the ball of your back foot, and take a nice big step forward so that you come to standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a nice big breath in as you reach your crown towards the horizon. Exhale and bow. Root into the earth, let it know you're here. As you inhale and stand all the way up, sweep your arms to the sky and bring your hands home to heart center. And take a nice, slow, deep breath here. Release your hands. Take your bricks and you can place, so if you imagine that the long edge, there's a front and a back to the long edge of your mat, you're gonna place your bricks at either end of the long edge at the back side of your mat. And then stand in the middle of your mat, facing the front side of the long edge of your mat. And step your feet nice and wide. You can have your hands on your waist or your hips like I do. And it's not a traditional yoga pose. I call it the superhero pose. So imagine your own strength, stability, nobility, courage, all the qualities that you feel are engendered in what it is to be the hero of your own life, your own story. And turn your right toes in just a little bit. Turn your left toes now to point to the end of your mat and bend into your front knee. Sweep your arms out to take warrior two once more. And let's do a little bit of fluid movement here. So from your warrior two position, sweep your right arm behind your back, your left arm up and over to come into an exalted warrior. And then inhale to a warrior two position. Now, as you exhale, sweep your left arm in front of your belly and your right arm over to come into a side angle expression. Come back up, find your warrior two. Let your right arm come behind your waist, your left arm up and over. Inhale, find your warrior two. Exhale, left arm in front, right arm up and over. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, right arm back, left arm up and over. Okay, this time we're moving a little bit differently. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Now we're taking side angle. You can bring your left forearm to your left thigh. You might also reach for your brick and put your left hand on your brick. Now sweep your right arm over your right ear to find your expression of Utthita Parshva Konasana, which is fancy for extended side angle pose. Next time you inhale, rise up for warrior two. Place your hands on your hips and squeeze your front knee straight. Pivot on your front heel to turn your toes in. Pivot on your right heel to turn your toes out and bend your right knee. Sweep your arms out for warrior two. All right, so we'll do the same rhythmic movement as we did before. So bring your left arm behind your back and your right arm up and over. Inhale to come up and take a warrior two. Your right arm comes in front of your belly as your left arm sweeps over. Inhale, warrior two. Left arm behind your back, right arm up and over. Inhale, warrior two. And then exhale, right arm behind your back, left arm up and over, side angle. Inhale, warrior two, pause. And now we move into a sustained extended side angle. Your right forearm can come to your thigh, or you can reach for your brick and bring your right hand to your brick as you sweep your left arm over your left ear. Next time you inhale, rise all the way up. Take your warrior two. Place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your front knee straight. Point all 10 of your toes forward. In the superhero stance, take a nice deep breath in and grow really tall from your tail to your crown. Invest in the energy of your legs, so there's some effort there to keep them strong and steady as you bow forward here and bring your hands to the earth. If you're able to line your hands up in between your feet, you can do that. And your bricks can also come in front, and you can place your hands on your bricks to bring the earth closer to you for an expression of Prasarata Padottanasana. If your hands are on the floor as opposed to your bricks, exhale and bring your crown towards the earth. This is another opportunity to use a brick if you choose. So if your head doesn't touch down, you can place your head on one of your bricks. Next time you inhale, if your head was down, you're going to reach your crown forward and put some more effort into your legs as you bring your hands back to your hips. Keep your core nice and stable so your low belly is toned, and press out through your legs to come back up to superhero. If you moved your bricks, just place them back behind you so they're accessible. And turn your right toes in just a little bit, and turn your left toes out so they point to the end of your mat. And as you're ready, bend your front knee, sweep your arms out to the side, warrior two. Now place your right hand on your right hip, look down and reach for your brick with your left hand. Okay, now you're going to keep your gaze on the ground here and inch your brick forward. Some of you will know that you don't need the brick, in which case it's your fingertips that inch forward. Keep your gaze down and tiptoe your right foot in a little bit. Maybe your brick moves forward, your hand moves forward. Now, with a bit of effort, push into the earth with your left leg and lift your right leg up. Keep your gaze at the earth as you turn the front of your heart to the right, letting your right shoulder align itself over top of your left to the best of your ability. Your right hand might still be on your hip. You're welcome to reach it up to the sky if you choose. And if you feel steady on your foot and hand, you're also welcome to look upward. And that's not integral to the pose. It's an option. Now look down, bring your top hand to your hip, bend your front knee, and step your right foot way back and slide your left hand and brick next to your left foot. Root down actively through your legs, sweep your right arm forward and up, and then come out and find your warrior two. Place your hands on your hips. Straighten your front knee, turn your left toes in, turn your right toes to face the top of your mat. Bend into your right knee and sweep your arms out for warrior two. The warrior poses really are about finding the right balance of effort. Place your left hand on your hip and look down so that your right hand touches down onto your brick or the floor if you choose it. Let your right hand move forward. Keep it on the little toe side of your foot so there's a broader base for balance. And then tiptoe your left foot in a little bit. Move your brick, your hand if you need to. And with a bit of effort, press down through your right leg and lift your left. Keep your gaze on the floor for now. Round your rib cage a little bit and turn the front of your heart to the left. And with your mind's eye, see if your left shoulder can stack itself above your right. You may choose to keep your left hand on your hip. Might also reach it up to the sky. And if balance feels like it's with you today, turn your head and look up, maybe towards your top hand. Balancing poses ask us to find harmony and right effort. It doesn't always arise when we want it to. Can you let it go? Bring your hand onto your hip, look down, bend your front knee, bring your left foot way back. And as you inhale, rise up, find your warrior two. Place your hands on your hips as you straighten your front knee and turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Taking a moment here to be fully present in your superhero stance. And then we transition from superhero to equal standing. Step your feet together, And turn to face the top of your mat. Let your arms come down beside you. And envision a nice line of energy running from your crown down to your heels. And that line of energy is what allows you to find that perfect balance between effort and surrender. Take a moment to breathe a breath that travels from your crown to your toes and back up. With your next inhalation, sweep your arms to the sky, gather your palms together and fold into Uttanasana. As you inhale, reach your crown towards the horizon, and then exhale and bow once more. Bend your knees enough to root your palms into the earth. And let the earth know your hands are here. Inhale, step back, take plank. And as you exhale, lower yourself to your mat. Take your arms down beside your body, backs of your hands on the floor near your pelvis, and tone your low belly as you press the tops of your feet down. With an in-breath, curl up for this expression of locust pose. The backs of your hands will just stay resting on the earth here. Notice the effort to hold your back up, solely using your back muscles. And release that effort. Slide your hands by your shoulders and lift to a tabletop position as you inhale. And press back towards a child's pose as you exhale. If child's pose does not work for your hips or your knees, then you can lie on your belly or even your back and take a few moments of rest. A kind of rest that lets you release effort. Slow, intentional breaths. Breaths that invite you to feel your body, to experience your thoughts and emotions. To be present. With an inhalation, please bring yourself up from your resting pose. As you come up, find one of your bricks, make sure that actually both of your bricks, and make sure they're within hand's reach. And come to sit on your bottom with your feet out in front of you, knees bent, letting the soles of your feet touch the earth here. That'll be your just right spot. If the soles of your feet are touching down, then your feet won't be too far away or too close. Reach for one of your bricks and place the brick between your thighs. Try to find a spot here where you're not on any bony pieces, so a little bit up from your knee is ideal. And then just let your hands come to rest behind your knees as you inhale and lengthen from your tailbone to your crown. Sometimes when we think we're getting tall from tail to crown, we let the ribs come forward. Think about moving them back a little bit so you feel a little more support through your belly and you feel a little more space in the back of your torso. Draw your shoulders up and back and then invite them to soften. And then soften through your jaw and your eyes as well. And then for the effort piece, squeeze your brick. Notice which muscles accompany that action and welcome that effort in. Stay here if this is right effort for you, or maybe lean your torso back until you notice that more of your core is participating. welcome your breath. And let your breath help you moderate your effort here. At the end of this breath, lean forward, relax your arms. Take a couple of clearing breaths. Now that's my favorite expression of boat pose. And you might not even recognize it as boat pose. What I'm looking at is the intention behind the pose rather than the picture of what the pose needs to look like. So if that is the right effort for you to find strength in your core while also finding stability in your back, then you repeat that expression. If more effort feels welcome, follow me. So stay with what we just did, or you can move to a position with your feet off the floor. So squeeze your brick, lean back until you notice that you've got more support through your core. Tiptoe your feet towards you so you can find the balance point at the back of your pelvis, and bring your shins level with the earth. Now keep squeezing your brick. Place your mind and your effort there. And perhaps bring your arms out so they're level with the ground. Another option is to reach your arms up overhead. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing your brick. That's your primary focus. From wherever you are, take one more breath and then let it go, and pause. I like to do many things in threes. I like the number 3, but I also feel like in a way I'm doing one for my body, one for my mind, one for my heart. And so this one will be your heart one. What does your heart desire from your third boat pose? It might be to stay with our first expression, repeat the second expression, or come to a straight leg, more classical approach to boat pose. So squeeze your brick first. Start with your hands behind your knees, lean back. If you're following me to a full boat pose, tiptoe your feet towards you. And then lift your feet up and squeeze your legs straight. Keep squeezing your brick. Let that be your primary place of effort. Perhaps your arms come out, level with the floor here. And you can also play with taking your arms up overhead to make a V shape with your body. Finish this breath, lower your feet, lean forward, wrap your arms around your shins, and pause for a couple of clearing breaths. Take your brick out and come to a cross-legged position. Place your bricks either side of your pelvis or your thighs. And bring your hands to your kneecaps. As you exhale your next breath, round your back. And so you're just going to roll towards your tailbone, letting your whole back round from your head to your tail, so your chin can drop towards your chest. Now roll forward on your sit bones and begin to arch your spine. Feel like it's a ripple going up your spine, all the way to the very crown of your head, and that the front of your heart is shining its light towards the sky. One more time, roll towards the back of your sit bones, your tailbone, and round your back, bringing your chin towards your heart. And with an inhalation, roll forward, and then ripple that back bend shape up your spine, all the way from your tail to your crown. And with your next breath, release that and come to a neutral spine. Have your bricks on perhaps the medium setting here. Hug your knees in a little closer to each other and see if you can tuck your heels towards your bottom just a little bit. Find some strength in your low belly. And with your hands on your bricks, press down into your bricks to draw your shoulders up and back. So your shoulder blades might be drawing towards each other slightly. And then as you press into your bricks, feel like you are rounding your back here so that the back of your heart feels like it's shining some light. And you can look down a little if you wish. And then let that go. Okay, and now press down once more, shoulders up and back. Bring your gaze forward, tone your belly, and with a big exhalation, press into your bricks and see if you can lift your bottom off the floor. Your feet might stay on the floor here. And then lower yourself back down. Now, I like to do, this pose is called Tolasana, or the scales. And I like to do this with my feet kind of tucked under me. So that doesn't work for all of us. Maybe with ankle stuff, it might not be an option. And so if you're interested in trying it, cross your ankles behind you. So you'll need to lift your bottom up, bring your knees a little closer, and then sit back towards your heels. Place your bricks by your thighs, shoulders up and back, tone your belly. Now you have to use your legs a little bit to feel like you're hugging them towards your bottom, your heels towards your bottom. And with a big exhalation, lift up, draw your heels towards your bottom and hold. Maybe you can hold for the length of one full breath, maybe longer, and then lower yourself back down. All right. And then pause. So out of all of the poses that we have explored in our practice today, this one really requires us to listen to right effort. It's not about the pose, it's about how we experience ourselves in the pose. And so Tolasana means the scales, that balance of energy is what we are placing on our scales. So if you wish to come back to those movements that we made sitting cross-legged, that might be your place of perfect balance. And if you'd like to try one more hand balance Tolasana with me, get yourself set up, draw your shoulders up and back, take a nice big breath in, exhale that breath fully, and lift up. And when you are done, lower down and release. Uncouple your legs and move your blocks to the side. The rest of our practice together today, with the exception of our closing meditation, will be supine. That means lying on your back. So you might choose to get your bolster, blankets, anything you use for Shavasana. You might choose to also get your sweaters and socks, earmuffs, whatever allows you to feel warm and cozy for Shavasana. So gather those now and then lie down. If you're still gathering, take your time. If you're already lying down like I am, bring your feet to the edges of your mat, your arms into a T, and just gently windshield wiper your legs side to side. Connect breath and movement once more. The yoking aspect that is yoga, the bringing together, the connecting, the uniting. Balance out your left and right movements and heel toe your feet so they're about as wide as your sit bones. Let your left foot stay on your mat as you bring your right knee in towards your chest. Your hands can wrap around your right thigh behind your knee. You can also wrap around your right shin in front of your knee. One is going to feel more comfortable for your knee itself. And then extend your left leg out so that it is straight. And let it rest on the floor. Allow for your low back to feel like it can flatten a little bit. And let your belly soften. With a soft belly, make room for gentle and easeful breaths. In some ways here, effort is expressed as consciously letting go. Next time you inhale, bend your left knee and bring the sole of your foot back to your mat. Release your right leg and take your right lower leg over your left thigh next to your knee for a Sukhi Randrasana, thread the needle, also known as number 4. Draw your knees in towards your torso and weave your right hand through the space between your thighs and your left hand around the left side of your left leg. And your hands can come together at your thigh or your shin. And once you have found your position here, take a moment to shift your weight ever so slightly to the left so that you find perhaps a little more space, stretch, or release on the right side of your pelvis. And where you feel that might be unique to you. And where I hope that you don't feel this pose is in your right knee. If you do, you might choose to put your left foot down on your mat. Take one more breath and release your hands to bring your left foot down. Let your arms come out to a T position and keeping the number 4 shape with your legs, let your knees move to the left. Your right foot might touch down. You could reach for your right foot or ankle with your left hand. And if you know the yin pose called cat chasing its tail, you might also choose to bring your right hand and look for your left foot and hold on to it. Tune into your breath once more. And allow your exhalations to be intentionally slow. As we wind down the practice, begin to wind down your effort as well. Where can you let go? Let this next breath signify the end of this position. Release your hands. Inhale to point your knees towards the sky. And exhale to uncouple your legs with both feet on your mat. Bring your left knee in towards your torso and wrap your hands around your thigh or shin. Stretch your right leg out so that it is resting on the earth. Soften through your belly. Create space for easeful breaths. Invite that ease to travel through your shoulders, your jaw, and your eyes. At the end of this breath, you're going to bend your right knee and we'll repeat the sequence on this side. Cross your left lower leg over your right thigh next to your knee. Bring your knees towards your torso and bring your hands around your right thigh or your right shin. And take a little bit more of your weight over towards the right side of your pelvis. Notice your abdomen. Invite some softness there so your breath can flow with ease. As you complete your next breath, relax your hands, spread them out at shoulder height on the floor, and lower your right foot to the earth. Let your right knees now move to the right so that your right knee move to the right, so your left foot touches down. Stay here or hold your left foot with your right hand. Stay here or hold your right foot with your left hand. I think I might have mixed left and right up. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Cat chasing its tail. At the end of your next breath, release your hands. Then inhale to point your knees towards the sky. Exhale and uncouple your legs. Then bring both of your knees in towards your chest for Uttanasana. And if it feels supportive, can rock around a little bit in this final pose before Shavasana. If you've been moving around in Uttanasana, take a moment to find stillness and give yourself a loving embrace. Hug yourself in nice and tight. If you wish, you can even lift your head and shoulders, bringing your nose towards your knees. Finish this breath and release your pose. And begin to make arrangements for Shavasana. Give yourself the time and the space you need to settle into the most easeful expression of Shavasana that you can. And I invite you to take a clearing breath here or a physiological sigh. Clearing breath might be a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with a little bit of sound. Or you can do the double pump inhalation with a pause, and then a full emptying out exhalation. Pardon me. Now as you release into Shavasana, allow your muscles to find a sense of ease. Let your mind travel through your body, touching on the places of effort that you recognize. And invite that effort to dissipate with your exhalations. As you rest here for a few moments, you don't want to completely let go, or you will fall asleep. And cultivate just the right amount of effort to keep your mind clear, calm, and awake. Let yourself rest in the middle of this experience and engage just enough alertness to support the process while releasing your effort just enough to let the experience become alive for you and within you. Not too tight, not too loose, just right. With a mind that is clear, calm, and awake, invite your breath to deepen. Invite your body to move. And with the least amount of effort needed to make this transition, come to a seated position. And find your seat, one that is steady and comfortable. Notice the sensations of your body and your breath. and with the qualities of clarity, calmness, and alertness. Turn your heart and your mind towards remembrance and what this day might mean to you as we take this minute of silence. Receive a nice deep breath in. Let that breath out with sound if you choose. Next time you inhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in prayer position. I invite you to unite your energy and possibly your voice with mine for a wish for peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May that first Shanti be a wish for your own peace and well-being. The second one, an offering and a wish for those who are near and dear to you. And invite the third one to be sent out into the world, trusting that it will land where it's needed most. So if you would like to sing, receive a nice deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And from my heart to yours, Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you.